Hi guys, welcome back to my another presentation of mine. I am living GIOI, but you can call me VG. You know that A Clean, Well-Lighted Place is a short story by American outdoor Ernest Hemingway and first published in Scribner's magazine in 1933. It was also included in his collection Winner Take Nothing in 1933. A clean, well-lighted place like with the I Love principle. Hemingway mentioned this issue more clearly and painfully. The story began with an old man sitting in a cafe about to close at 3 a.m. The two waiters, one young and one old, were chatting about this last customer, and the old man was a rich man and he had just committed suicide last week. You know that a short story that seems to have no plot with like three unnamed characters seemingly like discrete dialogues but containing destinies and lives, right? They met together in a clean and bright space. You know that as a symbol of what people aspire to achieve, the characters of two waiters like worked there, and having the same job and frequent contact makes us like mistakenly think that the two characters understand each other, but that was just an appearance. Reading the work, readers like suddenly realize that besides the unlimited point, which is work, like the rest are people of two worlds. And the older waiter said to the younger, "We are of two different kinds," and this established the more obvious conflict. The younger waiter was like more selfish and a hurry, and the older waiter was more like selfless, right? Inclined to stay at the cafe in case someone like the old man needed it, right? And the old man needed the light in the cafe, and the old waiter needed the daylight before he can sleep. And the younger waiter didn't need to stay, and he certainly had everything. And a waiting wine, a job, and he even said that an hour means more to him than it did to the old man. It seemed like logical given that the old man recently tried to kill himself, but it was not, right? The younger waiter had no way of knowing how much that hour at the cafe meant to the old man, but the older waiter didn't know how much it meant. At one point, the younger waiter told the old man he should have killed himself, and said this knowing that the old man was dead. So it was like an empty statement and meaningless effort. But the young waiter really believed that an hour to him was worth more than the old man's life. And the most simplistic conflict was between selfishness and selflessness. But the deeper conflict was between light and dark. One interpretation of this conflict, the younger waiter was in such a hurry that he never stopped to think. He'd be more inclined to ponder things more deeply and full of confidence, and he convinced that he had everything. And the older waiter made a joke that were he to go home early, and he may find his wife gone or with another man, and these are just intimations, and it's open to interpretation. Being in such a hurry, the younger waiter may to be scared to stop and think about what he may not have or what he may lose. Eventually, he will be in the position of the old man, and if he outlives his wine and retires, right? The conflict went deeper here. The old man was in despair. He was facing the nada of his existence. So he was in the dark. He needed a clean, well-lighted place because it gave him a sense of order, quiet, peace, right? The older waiter recognized it, and the old man may in fact knew the older waiter sympathized. Therefore, there was an solidarity, and solidarity was something the younger waiter also lacked. Since he lacked solidarity, he was alone, and more in the darkness than he thought, and he couldn't contemplate this because he was always in a hurry. And in the end, a younger went home to his wife, older went home to insomnia. Until first light, the old man wandered off, right? Clean, unpolished, light, dark, solidarity, selfishness. The old man and older waiter got as much as more, meaning out of their peace and solidarity of extra hour than the younger waiter got with his hurrying. And they got this because they have a sense of existence that is greater than themselves. And the younger waiter was concerned only with himself and would miss out on some things, and he hurries into old age. And the beauty of the old man's soul. The old man is lonely, carrying the tragedy of human loss, but he still signed between the pages of the beauty of his soul. And he often went to coffee shops. He liked a bright and clean place, and it was also the only place for him to go. And moreover, it could bring him confront in his show and in his work. And that product was the world of the old man's world. He loves a clean and bright place with shade from trees and no music. And he liked coffee shops, not liquor stores. Everything is empty, and even people are empty. Only that awareness and a certain light and clean light are really necessary. Same position, but probably the same ideological advantages. The image of the two waiter characters recreated by the writer was an opposition in almost all aspects. And that opposition was an artistic technique clearly showed through the dialogue between them, which showed that Neville's lifestyle, way of looking at life and looking at the people, right? The environment where they met was a cafe, and they were college waiters. And the old man appeared in the work when he went to the coffee shop to drink alcohol, and everything we know about him seems to be through the dialogue of two waiters, and from the perspective of the third person narrator. And the old man lived like everyone else, had a family and relatives. He had a niece, according to the young waiter, and the old man about 80 years old. And he was a rich man with a lot of money, and that was a lonely old man. And the old man was lonely, and it seemed that it was the mental loneliness, right? And that locked in their life and pushed him into action. Last week, he found to commit suicide. And he is a clean and dignified person. Perhaps that cleanliness is in both the outer appearance and the inner soul. And it's not that often. This old man is clean, and he drank without letting a single drop fall out. And even though, while drunk, look at him, and he stood up slowly, counted to pull the plate, right? And took out the leather wallet from his pocket to pay, and not forgetting have a peso to like for servants. The desire to find a bright and clean space proves that life is a big challenge for the old man as well as the old waiter. With his experience, it is impossible not to deeply contemplate their you know internal nothingness of human life, and still bravely like confronts everything so that to some extent he can overcome and assist himself. Okay, and this is the end of my presentation, and at the time I need to say goodbye and see you and thank you.